is what we're talking about for this. The reason I'm kind of dressed up is because this is based around a Western. But as you can tell, this is not your regular. I don't think I ever saw Clint Eastwood go up against that. I mean, if I did, he actually tore it to smithereens, I'm sure. But yeah, I never saw that. So this is kind of a different take on a Western with a horror, with a very it's almost like a Bernie Wrightson feel on that cover right there alone to kind of give you that aura of what you're getting into. So tell us kind of a smaller pitch about what the story is without giving away too much, of course.
Sure. Well, it's in the genre of Weird West, which is like a horror Western blend, right? And there's not necessarily a set of rules in these types of universe. So the pitch for me would just be that this is about a old vaquero, which is the original cowboys, who's got a werewolf curse, and he's kind of just trying to figure out how to deal with it and sort of understand where it came from. The series that I'm really trying to work out is this broader universe called Low Midnight of the Mind, which is a Western horror universe. But I want it to be less kind of about the lore of mythos and stuff like that, and more about what do these monsters mean to us symbolically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is a zombie? What does that represent for us? A lot of my background's in psychology. I'm a school teacher, but I studied a lot of psychology and dream theory and stuff like that, which I don't necessarily put much stock in, but it's interesting. And I love more learning about like Joseph Campbell's Hero with a Thousand Faces, all that kind of universal myth and stuff, and what do things mean to us? Because for some of the mythos, it has a spirit, it has a religious connection to certain cultures. And so, those ones I'll probably just leave alone because, if people are still believing in that, I don't want to mess around with it too much and play with it. But I figure werewolves, vampires, Sasquatch, those are probably free game that I can play around with. Mm-hmm. Probably ancient Egypt, although I'm still trying to figure out how I can get a mummy into the Old West. I'll figure it out. I got a reanimated corpse that's kind of like Frankenstein's monster, but with like a different, it's not necessarily a doctor trying to figure out how to raise the dead for science sake or whatever. And that's in the second issue. So this one has mutant hillbilly corpses, or sorry, cannibal mutant hillbillies. There we go.
Yeah. That right there, I mean, that if that's not a draw to go over there and check this thing out, I don't know what is, because cannibal mutant hillbillies, that's right there.
It's personal, being from Jersey, I'm terrified of.
To me, that shows me right there that because of the passion that's put into this, other people see that and they want to go ahead and help you with that dream become a reality as well. And we proved that today, and that is awesome that we did.
That's cool.
Something that I want to ask you, kind of leading into the end of this one, because we got to give you time to get up there and do the dreaded, refresh every 5 seconds for the next 2 days. It's fun. But in going through, you got your first campaign now, and you've got this one under your belt. Of course, it's not ended yet, but we're at that point where you're funded. You can take that at least one breath, because you haven't, taken a breath in about a few days at least, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But now that you can take that breath and you're moving forward on this, what is one thing positively that you've learned out of this that you want to transfer over to your next campaign?
One thing I'd want to transfer to my next one.
We asked the good questions on here.
Okay, I got it. It's never too early to start promoting it.
There you go.
Like, you can do it months ahead of time. Yes. I saw some people doing it when I was getting ready for mine, and I was like, nah, I don't want people to get bored with it or whatever. I don't think that's the way it works.
No.
I don't think it's too early to promote it. And I also think that people show more interest when you're just starting out and you're showing sketches and stuff like that. Once you start asking for money, you get a lot less thumbs up on your posts and a lot less upvotes on your Reddits. So promote it early. If you're like, I don't have enough to show them your process, especially if you're an artist. Film what you're doing. I don't know if there's a way to get your camera set up with whatever you have now. If you got to buy something and you can afford it, do it. film your time lapses, or film, just if you do it digitally, film your screen. People love watching those time lapses. And I mean, I don't think they're going to like me just sitting there scratching my head as a writer. So there's not much I can offer on that end. But people like content. They like seeing the behind the scenes stuff. They really love, if you're going to show a finished page, I swear I got more thumbs up on like the page layouts than on, and I hope that's not I don't think that's a reflection of the artists.
No, not at all.
I think that's just how we are socially.
Well, exactly. And somebody like me, I definitely agree on that, because we're seeing the evolutionary process. We're seeing how it came from a thought and now it's to colors and it's complete on here. We're actually seeing that process. That's what draws people like me into there. Like you're talking about right now, seeing the, the roughs and seeing where you send something off with, stick figure sketches or whatever on there going, this is what I want to have. But then it becomes, this awesome thing. Like the cover we shown, let me show right up here one more time with the wolf back here and everything. I can guarantee you, everybody that's out there, this did not start off as this and just became colors and was done. It was a thought that went to paper and said, no, turn this, maybe change this pose, change where the claws are out this way. Something was in there, and those are the things we love seeing on there, because you see that evolution of that. That's what draws a lot of people to that. So it's not a matter of advertising, it's a matter of building your brand at that point. You're not advertising at the time. You're always showing something from your brand. As long as you show that you're ever present with your brand, people will pay attention, because they're like, okay, if he's excited about this, then I think I should be as well, because he's this excited to show me, this thing on a paper napkin in, a Waffle House from, 27 years ago, whenever he had the idea of this thing, to now it's actually a book in his hands. That means a lot to people. And that's something that a lot of people really need to look at and go, there's a lot more that goes into this than they think it does. Watching these shows will kind of help out with that too, because we kind of talk about the process. When we talk about, flatters, letterers, editing, sketches, pencils, inks, colors, there is so much that is involved in this. And that's just the tip of the iceberg on getting into some of these things. So the next time you go to your comic book shop and you look in there and you go straight to the wall and you say, that one looks cool, I want to buy that one, but you don't even open it up or anything, maybe go ahead and think just for a moment what goes into doing that, and it'll give you a lot more respect for what you have in your hands. So something like this right here, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna say right now, y'all, see, you got the draw coming out already. Y'all need to get over there to this campaign and go ahead and back this thing before it's over with, and get a piece of this foundation. There's a lot of people out there that love first appearances and, first stories and things like that come out and all. This is what happens right here. This is the foundation for it. He's already got the world built and it's already in motion, and things will start happening fairly quickly after this one is, out there and done. So we're looking at, y'all need to get over there and get a piece of this one and then get ready, because Low Midnight is just getting started and this train is on fire.